Hello. Um, yes, this is the Canadian Clouder. This is my first vlog. Yes, vlog, VLOG. I don't. Okay, I know why it's called vlog. It's video blog. Yeah, okay. It's not some weird European word that I don't know. It might be a European word. I should check that out. But basically, um, this is an experiment, just to see how it goes. Because for me, vlogging is a new concept. For me, I'm used to blogging, as you know. With blogging, you can type things and you can always edit things and change it all up and actually have an idea as to where you're going to go with a topic before you even hit publish. With a vlog, basically I feel like I'm just going to ramble on and not really know where I'm going to go in the end. But hey, that's the thing about talking. It's awesome that way. Um, so yeah, and one of the other things about vlogging that I have learned from viewing a few other vlogs and so on is not to look at yourself in the camera. So not there, but down here. So if I'm looking here right now, I'm looking at myself. I'm looking down, so you don't see me. My eyes are not looking at you. I'm looking down at myself, so I'm talking to myself. Hi, me. Yeah, my teeth. Yeah, they're okay. Oh wait, what's this? I got this weird. God, I'm gonna do something with my forehead. That's not good. I hate it when that happens. But then again, that's the thing. I'm a normal human being. This is not. I'm not here giving you an actor's performance with tons of makeup on my face. So it's the real world. Well, the real world is in society and so on, not that TV show that happened ages ago. Um, and the other thing is, I don't know how well you can hear me because I feel like I'm projecting my voice well, but what comes out on the camera may not be loud enough. So I really don't know. Maybe I should be like this. But then again, my head's cropped off, and I don't like that. See, I'm looking at myself again. Really strange. And that's the thing about doing experiments is that you really have to figure it out. And okay, yeah, it's tricky um, because there are various aspects that you have to consider. But that's the thing about being practical is that in theory, there's a lot of things that work that we understand to be true and work. But that's great. But in practice, you actually have to get it to work. And that may be trickier than it looks. Um, in theory, there have been things that we know to be true, but in practice, we know just are not going to happen. And that's a sad reality of life is that we know what the goal is, but we never get there. It's sort of like a limiting function. So, mathematics, let's say you have this point. I don't know how the camera's going to go because, according to me, which I'm looking at myself again, shouldn't be doing that. My hand's on the left right now, and to me, it should be on the right. But, we'll figure it out. Again, experiment and practice. But basically, you got a function right here. And the function's going to, you got the space from here to here, okay? And so what you do is you go from here and you jump halfway, and then you jump halfway, and then halfway, and halfway, 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 and you think, oh yeah, well you must be touching. Well, actually, no, you're not. Okay, that's a bad example. But you get closer, closer, but you're not actually touching. Okay, and that's the thing. That point will never touch that line. Okay, it just doesn't happen because there's always that gap, and by cutting the distance in half, you're guaranteeing yourself that there's still a half a distance gap every time. Regardless of how wide that gap is, it's still there. Therefore, it's never going to happen. In theory, you hit the point. In practice, you're never going to do it. And that's the thing that brings on a real life situation because in terms of this world, this society, people that have certain beliefs, certain religious views, and certain political views, and so on. You know, they have all these ideas that you know that this, and this must work. It has to. In theory, it must work. In practice, do they follow through their own theories? Not quite. Um, one of the issues with understanding theory is you got to prove it to be true. Um, a lot of my religious friends have always talked about various things, various truths of the Bible. And as someone who goes to a church, this church actually, because I'm in the church right now, the um, I really question their logic in terms of their theories. Um, Ideas on gender equality within the church, like say the roles of women within the church, because that tends to be a hot topic. It has been in the UK. It was last year, I think, as soon as last year, when the Church of England had a controversial vote on, I think it was female bishops, and it started to go up the ladder and it was going to work, and then all of a sudden it just crashed and burned by two votes. And um, Church of England got into a lot of hot water on that. Um, Things like sexuality, for instance. A lot of people say in the Bible that uh, that being gay is a sin. Well, I don't believe that myself. Um, I don't believe, because my personal belief is that the identity of an individual is not sin, because sin comes not from character traits but from actions. So, someone, like some of my friends who are gay, are actually church members. And a lot of people back home, when I tell them this, freak out. They just go, um, and they're like, no, sinful. Um, and I'm like, you're crazy. Go away. Um, so, um, and it's because they just don't understand. Because I don't believe that. Um, it just doesn't make sense because sin comes from actions, not from identity. Um, so anything that is deemed sinful based on a gay relationship could also be sinful on a straight relationship, for instance. Um, I'm not going to go into the details on there because it starts to get graphic. Yeah, you know where I'm going with that. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. This is my first vlog. I'm not going to go there. Um, but also, it's this understanding that you can't claim to know what God expects of you as if that's theoretical. Because God is an infinite space. God is in everything, is with everyone, and in everything, and with everything. Not just here on earth, but all, throughout all time, space, so on, goodness. Um, and that's just how it is. So we can't put God in a box because the box has a finite volume and God is infinite, so he can't be defined in that box. That's a mathematical assumption, but it's a logical assumption because we see God as infinite because he's beyond us. He's so much greater than us that if he does exist, that he should be this infinite being. He shouldn't be a finite being, which is why a lot of people don't have this understanding of God because they can't grasp this infinite space. Um, as a mathematician, I can somewhat see that because there are different kinds of infinity. Believe it or not, there's infinity as we know it, but there's like the box infinity because you sort of have a closed infinity. So, like, say you have number one and the number two, but there are an infinite number of decimals from one to two. Yeah, yeah. So get a grasp of that. An infinite number of decimal places between one and two, but you know that the length from one to two is one. That's just how it is. So that's a different concept of infinity. But basically, with the last 20 seconds to go before it hits 10 minutes, I just want to say theory and practice. In theory, things can be great, but in practice, we have to get it to work. And that's what being practical is all about. You need both in your life. It is a hard one, it's a tricky one, but it's just how it is. So it's now hit 10 minutes. I've looked at the camera again. Sorry about that. Um, but this is the first vlog. So this is an experiment in progress. So we'll see how it goes the next few weeks. And hopefully by the end of May, if I get comfortable to it, I'll just keep doing it. Otherwise, I'll just stick to blogs. But let's just assume I'm going to go back to blogs in June for now because I really don't know what's going on. And also, I'm not good with editing videos, like I said. So, um, yeah. So, yay, low quality. um, so I'll leave it at that. So, anyway, have a great day, everyone. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week. Now, if I can try to look at you while trying to find the stop. Oh, this is gonna suck. How do I do that? Oh, okay, I had to cheat. Sorry. All right. See you later.